Now this is a video in continuation to data types and its size. There I told you how to calculate the range with the help of the size of the data type. So now I am telling you the formula for calculating the range with the help of the size of the data type. This is for minimum, this is for maximum. Say I am calculating for integer. So how many bits? The size of integer is 2 byte. That means how many bits? Here n is number of bits. So how many bits? 16. So minimum equals to minus 2, 16 minus 1, that is minus 2 raised to power 15. You can calculate it. It will come as minus 32768. Okay. Here when you will calculate maximum, for maximum 2 raised to power n minus 1 minus 1. So here n is number of bits. I told you int is 2 bytes. So 1 byte equals to 8 bits. 2 bytes equals to 16 bits. That's why equals to 2, 16 minus 1, 15 minus 1. 2 raised to power 15 is 32768 minus 1. Hence the range is 32767. So it is very much easier by this formula to calculate the range of the data type with the help of size of the data type. Similarly for character, you can calculate. You will take n here as 8 bits. N here as 8 bits, and that will come as minus 128 to 127. Now qualifiers in C. First of all, what is a qualifier? Qualifier is a word that limits or enhances the meaning of another word. Okay, so if my name is Meenakshi and if I use Dr. Meenakshi, so it will give some privilege to my name. Okay, if I am saying student Meenakshi, that will give a different meaning to my name. So likewise qualifiers, we use qualifiers with data type. Okay, we use qualifier with data type. So there are two types of qualifier, size qualifier and sign qualifier. In size qualifier, we use long and short. Size qualifier is used only for integer. Sign qualifier, signed and unsigned. According to sign, we can classify signed and unsigned. These sign qualifier can be used for int and char. But size qualifier is used only for integer data type. Sign qualifier is used for integer and character. Sign qualifier are signed and unsigned. Size qualifier is long and short. So as I have told that it will be qualified by one another word. So like we are writing int. So I can write short int a. You know, a is a variable name or an identifier. Int is a data type. Short is a qualifier we have used with data type, with int data type. So likewise with int we can use long, short, signed, unsigned. Likewise see unsigned for int, unsigned int, signed int. Okay, signed it, unsigned it, short int, long int. Then with the combination of these, unsigned short int, signed short int, unsigned long int and signed long int. So now you will say, what do you mean by this signed and unsigned, and why it is, if it is a qualifier, why it is being used? Signed means negative and positive values. Unsigned means taking 0 and positive values. So signed means if I am putting before character or integer, signed means negative and positive, unsigned means 0 and positive. Here size, according to size, long int and short int. Short, the size of short int is 2 bytes. Okay, if we want to take some less memory, if we want to consume less memory, we can use short int. If we want more, then we can use long int also. Long int will make the size as 4 bytes. We can say qualifiers are of two types, size qualifier and sign qualifier. According to size, long and short. When we want to decrease the size, we will use short as a qualifier before int, and if we want to increase the size, we will use long. Sign when we want the output in negative and positive, both negative and positive, we can use sign. And if we want the answer in 0 and positive values, no negative values, then we can use unsigned as a qualifier, as a sign qualifier. So these are the list I already told: unsigned char, signed char, unsigned int, signed int, short int, long int, unsigned short int, signed short int, unsigned long int, and signed long int. One thing I want to tell you, by default, integer int is signed. Very important. Int is signed and char behaves like unsigned. By default. By default means when generally I am using int a. When I am using int a, that means nothing is before int, no, nor signed, neither unsigned. So by default, int is considered as signed. That means it will accept both positive and negative values. And by default, char is considered as unsigned. That means strictly 0 and positive values. Now in my video of data types and its size, I have already discussed about the size and range of integer and character. Again, I am repeating it because unsigned is introduced now. Okay, so signed int, I have already told you. Now I am using signed. By default, integer is signed. So if I am writing signed, or if I am not writing signed, it is signed int. Okay, if I'm just deleting it, it's signed int only. By default, int is size. Int is signed. Its size is 2 bytes, and we have already calculated the range as -32768 to 32767. Now I'm calculating for unsigned int. This was for signed int. Now this is for unsigned int, because I have already told you unsigned is 0 to positive. So 0 to 2 raised to power 16 bits. In integer, 2 bytes, 1 byte equals to 16 bit, 1 byte equals to 8 bits. So 8 into 2, 16 bits. 16 minus 1. It will come as 0 to 65535. So this is the range for unsigned int. This is the range for unsigned int. This is the range for signed int. This is the range for unsigned int. Unsigned will take 0 and positive values. Signed will take negative and positive values. Now similarly for unsigned char, we have calculated the range of unsigned char in previous video. The size of character is 1 byte, and we have calculated the range of signed char as -128 to 127 in the video of my data types and size. Okay, so now the unsigned char will be 0 and positive. So by putting in the formula 0 to 2 raised to power 8 bits, because char is of 1 byte, 8 bits, minus 1, it will come as 0 to 255. You can calculate. This is the range for unsigned char. This is the range for unsigned char. 0 to positive values, 0 to positive values. This is unsigned int, unsigned char, signed int, signed char. Okay. Now look at this question. Hash include stdir.h, hash include conio.h, int main, CLR SCR is used for clearing the output screen. Now just see this declaration 9. I will explain all these terms when in the video of first program in C. I will explain each and everything. What is hash include, hash include. Here I am concentrating on the logic till I taught you this size and range. Okay, so I have written int x equals to 45799. Now first thing that must be click on your mind is int is by default signed. I told you int is by default signed. So here the number is given 45799, and the range of signed int is now the size of int is signed int is minus 32768 to 32767. Now you can see this is not in the range of signed int. This is not in the range of signed int 45799. If this program is being executed, it will give answer. It is not error. It will give answer, some wrong answer or something else. Okay. But if I want to print this value only, so I know the size of unsigned int is more. The size of unsigned int is 0265535. So it is under the range of unsigned. So if I will use qualifier here and make it unsigned as well as long, I can make it unsigned long int. So the range of integer will get increased to 0265535 as well as long will take 4 bytes. Here I have to change just the format specifier because for different qualifiers, different format specifier will be used, and I will tell in just after this video which format specifier is used for which qualifier. For unsigned long int %u, now the output will be 45799. But when we were using int, the output will not be same. It will come something else. But now to make this output, we have to increase the range of integer as unsigned long, because this, the range of unsigned is 0 to 65535 and this comes under this range. So the answer will be this.